Hey everyone, Amos Bilo here, and I'm with Tyler, who is an anchored member. He's actually finishing up the boot camp this week, so I wanted to introduce him to you and let him talk about the experience if this is something you're considering. So,
I am Tyler Shinnick. I am a pastor in Neenah, Wisconsin at Martin Luther Church. Blessed to be able to serve there. Yeah, I came up. I wanted to be a pastor for a long time, so came through the Wisconsin Synod system, Martin Luther College, Wisconsin Lutheran Seminary. Been serving as a pastor for just over 5 years now, and enjoying that work. And yeah, really wanting to give my best to that work and to be able to show up and provide my best for that each day and give glory to God through that.
awesome. So, wonderful calling. Thank you. Okay. So, what made you specifically decide to do this anchored boot camp?
Well, I think kind of the big thing that I've been dealing with for quite a while is struggling with my weight. And I put on a lot of weight through the years and have been trying to take it off for a few years now. Um, with limited success. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to kind of dig into that a little bit. I'd uh, met you and talked with you a little bit before, and when this opportunity came up to be a part of this anchored boot camp, I thought that would be a really good opportunity to just get some encouragement, get some you know accountability from other guys who are maybe dealing with some of the same things. We could encourage each other on that way, and then yeah, as I looked at the program and saw kind of what the program involves, I really thought, this is going to help me with a lot of the issues I've been dealing with. Everything from nutrition to exercise to mental state and all that. I thought this was really a program that could benefit me, and I'm yeah very pleased that I decided to jump in and do it.
Sweet. Okay. So, definitely got a good overview there. What was it like then? You said a few years of dealing with this weight and things that you wanted to work on. What was it like dealing with some of that stuff and not being able to figure it out?
I think it was, it's frustrating that you have this goal that you want to work on, and maybe for whatever reason you're struggling to achieve the goal that you're going for. So that's frustrating, and yeah, sometimes you feel a little bit like you're spinning your wheels or whatever, and just trying different things and not having the success you're looking for. So um, yeah, taking a look at a program like this that's a little bit different, a little bit broader in scope than just diet or exercise, um, I thought would be very very beneficial for me.
Awesome. And do you feel like that was affecting different parts of your life, that frustration and turning your wheels and not being able to get it off?
I think it's all interconnected. That you struggle to um, eat right, and it's going to affect your energy levels, and if you're not bringing you know energy to what you're doing, you're going to find frustration in that too, and a lot of that I think can compound. um, if you're not dealing with all that properly, that can create a lot of frustration in any number of areas of life. So to try to address a lot of those root sources of frustration and struggle, I think is an important thing. um,
Mhm. Was
and
there
yeah,
anything specifically happening as a result of that for you?
well, I think that you know that there were times, or I think part of it is the weight has continued to be a struggle. Maybe because I haven't always dealt with other issues quite as well. That you get into a stressful situation in work, and it's easy to kind of sabotage yourself in other areas, whether that's eating or not sleeping well or not exercising properly. There it's easy to let that sabotage creep in if you're not really thinking through things and processing things the way that you need to. So yeah, that was something that was a struggle for me, and something that I've appreciated the opportunity to think about and work on over these last 6 weeks or so.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. And I'm glad you did. So you had tried to do things in the past, but they were maybe more focused on just nutrition and exercise, but not really attacking the other things that were underlying it.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
okay. So what were your thoughts on doing something like this then? Something that included coaching. What were your thoughts on coaching before you met me?
Well, I think I would say in general, like if you talk about a life coach or whatever, I would say I had a very negative perception of that. And not that I've had a lot of interaction with that, but what I have seen in the past always just kind of struck me as condescending, and performance based and very, very law motivated, which just kind of grinds my gears a little bit.
Mhm.
And maybe that not all of those impressions are fair, but I think there's some truth to a lot of that. So it was never really something I had considered all that much before. But I've yeah, very much appreciated the approach that you took to this. That it's not at all condescending, not at all judgmental, not at all encouraging performanceism or anything like that. It's not law based. It's very evangelical, gospel centered, um, focusing on giving more than just lip service to God, but really focusing on what God has done for us, what Jesus has done for us, and how we can respond to that. How we can then do the best that we can in every area of our lives to give Him the glory and to serve Him and to serve our neighbor well. That focus I think was tremendous. I appreciated that a lot.
Mm. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad I could do it differently than maybe what you've seen other people do. So,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, definitely.
so you got into it just a little bit. What was the entire experience of going through this 6-week boot camp like um, for you in detail?
I think it was good in that it started the first week, kind of building a foundation. Really kind of thinking about who you are, where you're at, where you want to be, um, and that I think was very helpful. Um, just getting that kind of solid big picture um, foundation set, and then yeah, moving from there to saying, okay, this is where you want to be. What steps do we need to take in the moment to make that happen, to get where we want to go. And that was good. Moved on from there to talk about nutrition and what we eat, how we eat, and all that kind of stuff. And that was yeah, lot of beneficial exercises, things to think through as we went through that. And yeah, just a general approach to that again of general evangelical approach, not shaming you for eating a certain way or trying to guilt you into eating the right way, but again, keeping Jesus at the center, saying, what can we do to fuel our bodies the best way that we can. And then yeah, moving in, the last couple weeks thinking about um, kind of the emotional, spiritual type of things that um, may need some attention in our lives, and being able to think through that, and really to say, what are kind of some of these underlying issues that are maybe stepping into to sabotage me and keep me where I'm at instead of the direction that I need to be going. And yeah, I'd say overall just been a very, very positive experience. Now, this last week we've been looking at where to go from here, and kind of setting goals and dreaming a little bit about what the future can have in store as we continue to take what we've learned now, put that into practice, and then then yeah, just go on with life, and living our best lives and serving God with all we've got.
Awesome. Very well put. I'm glad you got all that out of it. So now, having gone through it and looking back, what are some of the things that you're proud of accomplishing, and how do you feel differently now as opposed to when you started?
Yeah, you know, um, I set a pretty ambitious weight loss goal at the beginning of the 6 weeks, and I came up a little short of it, but I'm close, So I think I'm proud of the progress that I've made, to have dropped some weight in these past time, and that included going on 2 vacations. So to be able to
Yeah,
to uh, drop a little bit of weight still, even through that, I'm pretty happy with that, and this feels very sustainable. That a lot of times, if I've focused in for a month or a few weeks or however long, I've been able to lose weight, but felt like that's not sustainable. It's going to come right back. And that's not at all how I feel right now. I feel very much that what we've been doing, what we've been working on is something I can continue forever. And that's a really good thing. So yeah, I've been pleased with that. I would say energy level is significantly improved. Working on things like getting good and consistent sleep has been a big thing for me. That's something that does not come naturally to me. That I tend not to do real well with that. So um, the work we've been able to put on establishing that sort of a habit and routine has been good and helpful. And yeah, I feel that paying off already, and look forward to continuing to kind of reap the benefits of that.
if you had to just name one thing, the most important thing that helped you achieve what you did in this program and the progress that you did, what would that be?
I think what was probably the most helpful for me was just kind of taking the time to slow down, and to think about these things and to dedicate, several hours each week um, to really focusing on making yourself better, because it's easy, in a busy schedule to not carve out that time for self improvement. But to commit to something like this, where you're going to have a lot of a number of other people there with you, encouraging you to do that, setting appointments to do that, um, that that was a good thing, and it definitely helped me out a lot.
Awesome. Okay, and then last thing, what would you say to someone who's putting off fixing their problems or working on these challenges that keep happening for 3, 4, 5 years, or however long? What would you say to those people who are putting those things off?
I'd say you're going to have to deal with it eventually, So why not deal with it sooner rather than later? Why not take control of it and let yourself be in charge of your situation? Don't let yourself fall into a victim mentality. Don't let this keep going on. But yeah, take control of the situation. Work on what you're struggling with, and yeah, act on it now. Make some progress now.
Awesome. That's very helpful. Good. Well, hey, I appreciate all the work that you did, and I look forward to working with you more in the future, keeping this group together in the Facebook group, but also continually encouraging and supporting each other. So, um, yeah, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
But
Thanks for all that you put into this.
absolutely, you're welcome, and God bless.
Yep, thanks. You too.